Hello, welcome. Episode 22. Still try our hands on questions which are making use of the central tendency formulas or the measure of dispersion formulas. So this one is a table that gives scores of 50 students in a text, and this is of a group data 5 to 9, 10 to 14, up to 35 to what? 39. So the first question is to calculate correct one decimal place the range. Remember what we said under episode 8? The range is just the maximum value minus what? The minimum value. Then the mean deviation, which is the average of the deviations, the absolute deviations. All right. Now it means that we need to reconstruct a table that will take care of all the columns that we need in the formula for the mean deviation. So let's construct that and see how we can work with it. Okay, so the table is going to be in this form. Someone will ask, how do I know the number of columns to draw? The number of columns to draw is determined from the question. The question is asking for mean deviation. So I should know that my mean deviation is given by the f times the absolute bar of x minus x bar divided by what? Sigma f. This is what I am looking for. So I need to know a column for the f, which we have there. I need to find a column for x, which I don't have the x column. So I need to find the midpoint. I need to find the f minus x. Sorry, x minus x bar. That columns will be there. Then the absolute value, the columns will be there. Then the f times what? The absolute bar. So these are what preempt our mind on the number of columns to draw. All right. So if we have this, the first thing to do is to find the midpoint. The midpoint is adding the lower limit and the upper limit divided by 2. Meaning 5 plus 4 plus 9. That will be 14. 14 divided by 2. Let me use red. That will be 7, I guess. Then this is 24. 24 divided by 2. That will also give us what? 12, right? This will be 15 plus 19. That will be 35. So I get 17. Now, I can't find the remaining ones without adding this, just knowing what the class size is. The class size is between this and this, the upper limit of one class and the lower limit of the next one. The half of that difference. From here to here, the difference is 1. Half of that is 0.5. So I subtract 0.5 here, that make it 4.5. Add it to 9, make it what? 9.5. That becomes the class boundary. So the class size is the difference between the class boundary of one class. So 9.5 minus 4.5. I guess this will be giving what? 5. So it means the difference, the size of the class is 5, 5, 5. You can see 5 plus 12. 5 plus 7, 12. 12 plus 7, 17. So 17 plus 5, I think we are adding 5, 5, 5 at the class size. So 5 plus this will be 22, 27, 32, 37. I guess the concept is clear. If you add this one, this plus this is 64. 64 divided by 2 is what? 32. So if you know the class size, knowing the first two, you can add the class size to it and you are good to go. The next thing to do is to find the fx. We need to find fx, meaning the f times x. F times x. Now we know the x, which is the red marker. The frequency is here. So we just multiply all of them and see what their value will be. So in this case, 4, 7, 5 times 12, 12 times 15, 17, 16 times 22, 7 times 27, 4 times 32, and 2 times what? 37. So these are the values we have. The next column to do should be the x minus what? X bar. Meaning these values we have here minus the mean, which we are not aware of what the mean is. So we need to find the mean first. Let me find it here. We know that mean equals to sigma fx over what? Sigma f. So we need the total of this. The space is not big, so let me clean the space from here and write it under. So here I'm going to have, let's begin from here. Sigma f, adding all of this for you to know what they are, 50. They are 50 people. Then sigma fx. Sigma fx, meaning addition of all these values. And if you add all of them, you should be getting 1035. So by substitution, as you have 1035 divided by 50, we check that on our calculator and see the actual value, and that will be giving you 20.7. Now this 20.7 is the x bar. That is what we are subtracting from all values of x. So let's start and have first value 7 minus this. So it should be 7 minus 20.7. That will give you negative 13.7. The next will be 5 minus that will be negative 15.7, and we have 12. We do the same subtraction for all of them and see what that will look like. Okay, so these are the values. If we subtract, I think first we take away 5, so we do 12 minus 20.17 minus that, 22 minus that, 27, 37, 32, and what? 37. The next one, from the formula, we have absolute bar. So let me use the red one. The absolute bar of x minus what? X bar. Meaning we are picking the values here, just the distance of them from 0 without the negative sign. So the distance is negative 13.7, is from 0 to negative 13.7. What is the distance? It is 13.7 without the negative. So absolute will become 13.7, 8.7, 3.7, 1.3, 6.3, 11.3, and 16.3. That is the value we are going to get there. The last one is to find the multiplication of the frequency by the absolute value. The frequency that we have by the absolute value, and that will be, let me use black, right? F times x minus what? X bar. I'm sure when you are doing it, you have enough space to write it eligibly so that it will be seen. I need to acquire a bigger board, but for now, let's manage what we have. So I'll be multiplying 4 by 13.7, 5 by this, 12 by this, 16 by this, 7 by this, 4 by this, and 2 by this, and write their values in these places respectively. And per the multiplication, the f by the absolute value, these values are generated. So what we need next is to find the sigma f times the absolute bar of x minus 1. We are adding all these values, and that should be giving you 285.4. So what's the question number? Okay, I think we've not even found the first one. The first one is to find the range. The range is the highest number minus the minimum number. So the highest number here is what? 39. So I have my 39 minus the minimum number is what? 5. And that should be giving you 34, I guess. That is the range. So the 34 is when we take away the maximum value, the minimum value. We can also use the class boundary, which is 39.5 minus 4.5, which will be 35 anyway. So 35 will be that value, but we can also use just the values given to us in the question. So for the B part, which is what? Mean deviation. Remember the formula we quoted in the beginning was just the sigma f times x minus x bar, all divided by what? Sigma f. So if I'm to write this, 285.4 divided by 50, we can do that on our calculator, and that will be giving us, let's use the red marker, that will be giving us 5.708. Were you told any decimal places? Correct to 2 decimal places. So we don't have space, so let's approximate at once. This will give you 5.71 as the value for the mean deviation. We can say it is because of the mean deviation that we go through all these processes. You have to bear in mind that the column you are looking for must feature all of this to be able to account for the formula, because the frequency must multiply the absolute values. So we need all these columns that will make our calculation very, very, very easy. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.